Hey guys, I am back by popular demand doing a part two, a shorter version of an episode I did a long time ago called Dysfunctional Empathy. That really resonated with a lot of you guys, a lot of my listeners. A lot of us are people with a lot of empathy and it's dysfunctional oftentimes. So I want to revisit that and share with you an essay that I wrote that I think you will find very healing and very liberating. So here we go. Dysfunctional empathy part two. I am learning how much empathy can be a double edged sword for most of us. As beautiful as it is to have compassion for others, most empathic people have no empathy for themselves. This is because they were conditioned as young children to feel responsible for their parents, but not themselves. In other words, they were taught that other people matter, but they do not. Most of these children gave their parents the attunement that they never received from the parent. Remember that when we believe we're responsible for the feelings of others, we cannot simultaneously be responsible for our own feelings. It's an either or. It's also rooted in a lie because even though we may believe we're responsible for other people's feelings, it's actually impossible. And we will die trying. We may not die physically, at least not immediately, but we will kill off our core self and live a life of disassociation from our feelings. This can create very real physical symptoms such as vertigo, migraines, digestive disorders, insomnia, autoimmune disorders, not to mention lots of anxiety and depression. At the heart of it, these people, those of us who are dysfunctionally empathic, we feel inherently shameful, like we're not worth having empathy for. This is because as young children who experience emotional neglect, we cannot tolerate entertaining anger at the parent who neglects us. It feels too dangerous to acknowledge what may be true, that the parent we depend on is untrustworthy. To acknowledge this would create such hopelessness for a young child because there is nothing they can do about it. So instead, we blame ourselves, believing that we are defective somehow. And if we could just change it, everything would be okay. Unfortunately, this distorted belief creates false hope that we carry with us into every relationship for the rest of our lives. When I work with people who are married to emotionally abusive partners, they believe at an implicit level that if they could just somehow be the person that their partner is demanding that they be, a person who never has any independent thoughts or feelings or needs of their own, that if they were to become that person somehow, the partner would finally treat them well and everything would finally be okay. When the partner is obviously gaslighting them, they will second guess themselves, believing there is truth in what that partner is saying. They will feel chronic guilt for anger that they experience at the partner, and guilt is such a familiar feeling for them, keeping them from living in reality. Guilt is a type of shame that traps and entangles, keeping us caught in a web of lies. How do we participate in our own deliverance? As always, by integrating with our inner child. So we can start by picturing our infant self experiencing neglect. We can imagine our adult self going to her, and I'm going to lead you in an exercise to do so. And we go to her, we take her in our arms, looking her in the eyes, and we say, "Little Bronwyn, I see how alone you are and how lonely and scared you feel. I don't blame you for feeling that way whatsoever. But I'm here now, And I will be the consistent attachment figure that you are so desperate for. I'm sorry I haven't been. I'm sorry that I too have neglected you. I had no idea how much you needed me. I had no idea how important I was to you, and that this is my responsibility. I'm so sorry. But I've woken up from the spell, and I am here now to win back your trust in me. And I will do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, to win back your trust. You are precious to me, little Bronwyn, and you matter to me. I will prioritize you, your feelings and your needs, because they matter to me, because you matter to me. You are not a burden to me, but a delight. And nurturing you nurtures me. I will validate your feelings because they are valid and they are there for a good reason. They won't be overwhelming anymore because you will no longer have to feel them in isolation, but you can share them with me now. We'll feel them together. And our feelings tell us our needs. So I will meet your needs. I will advocate for you. I will protect you. That's my responsibility, and I am pleased to do that. You've won my heart, little Bronwyn. You have won my approval because I don't love you for what you do, but for who you are. And I see you. I see your heart. And it is good. I see all of you. I see the good, bad, and the ugly, but it is a net good in my eyes. You won my love, my approval the day you were born, and nothing you can do could ever jeopardize that. I will love and approve of you until the day you leave this earth. You will never be alone again because we are a unit now, and you belong to me and I belong to you. We will collaborate together moving forward because we have one another now and we are strong together. We are complete. And now, because you have my approval, we are free to disappoint the hell out of everyone else in order to be true to us. Little Bronwyn, I need to let you know what I know. You were led to believe that you're responsible for others' feelings, but that's a lie. You are only responsible for your feelings. You are responsible to others, but never for them. It was wrong for our parent to withhold attunement from us, but to expect us to attune to them. You can feel as angry and disgusted as you want with them, and we will feel those feelings together. You can share those with me, and I will validate them because they will no longer be too painful, and we're no longer dependent on that parent. We can live in reality now. We're no longer just in survival mode. You're not the shameful one, little Bronwyn, for that neglect. There's nothing defective in you. That shame is your parents. Then you carry her right out of that bedroom. You carry her right out of that house and you close the front door firmly behind you. You look down at your inner child and you say, little Bronwyn, look, we're outside now in the light of the sun where everything is clear. And we have each other. And it is a new day for us. So thanks for listening, guys. I will share more with you next week. This has been Dysfunctional Empathy Part 2. Feel free to share this with a friend, subscribe to this podcast, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you.